folks. Welcome back. I'm excited that you're here. So today I'm kind of super excited to kind of chat about something or talk about something we all do, but might not think deeply about. And it's really about gift giving. So I want to talk about the psychology of gift giving. I'm sure that we've kind of done that once in a while, either to our friends or families, or even to colleagues that we want to celebrate. But ever thought about? Have you ever caught yourself wondering why picking out the perfect present or gift feels so important, or rather, why getting a gift can actually make your whole day? Now, of course, that's a whole range of research on gratitude that shows, or even altruism, or even charity rather, that shows that gift giving is very important for our health. And of course, this is also for most Christian traditions or even religious traditions also support gift giving. But I do want to look at it from a different lens, from a psychological lens, and just to see why it is so important to give gifts. Why it's so important to give gifts. Now, well, it turns out that there's a ton of psychology behind these moments of choosing the right gifts, of wrapping gifts in itself. Now, from expressing love to from expressing love to strengthening social bonds, gift giving, I think it's more than just exchanging presents. It's actually an interplay of emotions and social cues. And do you know also that researchers have actually been looking at this topic for some years now? Now, research also have also uncovered all types or kinds of reasons behind why people actually give gifts and how it actually affects us. Now, I do want to explore in this episode. We're going to kind of peel the layers and get a sense of the science behind gift giving, and to see what the benefits are for us. And maybe there might be one or two things that we can learn from this particular episode, especially for most of us that might be wrapping or even untying gifts this season. So, I hope that at the end of this episode that it's not just about the ribbons and the bows of the gifts, but also it's about human connection and a whole lot more with gift giving. Now, let's look a bit about the history and the evolution of gift giving, because I do want us to see where this whole gift giving culture or thing started. Now, you might be surprised to learn that it's as old as humanity itself. In fact, back in the day, our ancestors gave gifts to strengthen alliances or even to show dominance. In fact, in some cultures where, for example, a king can give her daughter to another king just as a way of actually maintaining treaty. Unfortunately, gift giving was actually an essential part of the then world and the culture at that time. But think of it as a survival strategy, essentially, but really at that time it was more about a survival strategy. But fast forward to today, and it's a whole different ball game altogether. And so, in today's world, I think gift giving, it's more about showing love. It's about showing appreciation, and even just doing a social showing social gestures, or just being nice, a sense of being nice in a sense. Anthropologists actually, anthropologists like Marcel Mauss, who had authored a book called The Gift. He actually argues that the tradition of gift giving sort of plays a role in defining relationships and social structures. Of course, we wouldn't argue with that, but essentially he says that it's fascinating to see how what started as a necessity for survival has actually transformed into a complex social ritual. And so you find that this evolution of gift giving itself speaks volume about human psychology, and even how our social need have developed over time. Now, it's no longer about social survival or human survival. Now, it's more as a way of expressing love and affection. Now, gifts, as we know, are a way of communicating emotions today, from love and gratitude to sometimes even guilt and obligation. And so, when you are, let's say, frantically searching for that perfect gift for that perfect or special person in this season, I do want you to remember that it's not just a modern day hustle. It's a practice that's deeply rooted in our history, right? And it has over time shaped the way we interact with each other. Now, why should you gift give gifts, essentially, I do want to explore this question: why do we give gifts? Because I think it's just a tradition on one hand, or also it's maybe there's much more to this. Essentially, psychologists actually have a lot to say about this. In fact, gift giving can be like saying, "Hey, I care about you," without actually using words. But it's more than that, because there is this. I think there's a theory in psychology called reciprocity, which is really the idea that when you give someone a gift, it kind of nudges them to give back in some way. In other words, it's not always about getting something in return. Gift giving is not just about that, though. It's not about that, though, but it's about maintaining balance in our relationships. In fact, one professor at the Harvard Business School, Michael Norton, actually points out that giving gifts, it's a way of actually making our relationships stronger. In fact, it's like investing in someone else, which in turn makes us feel much more connected to them. Now, this is not just fluffy talk, really. Studies have actually found or shown that giving can actually increase our own happiness. In fact, sometimes even more than receiving in itself. Now, but think about that. When you nail that perfect gift and see the joy in someone's face, doesn't that just make your day? Doesn't that just make a whole difference for you? It's sort of gift giving. It's a two-way street of happiness, and it's all really backed by science. So if you're all out giving gift, well done. And because I think that's the right way to not just enhance your happiness, but also pass it around for other people. But I want to talk about the emotional impact of gift giving, which I'm sure that we might have a sense of what that is. Because if you've ever felt that mixed excitement and nerves when it comes when you're about to give someone gifts, now there's a reason for that, because research shows that both choosing and actually giving gifts can actually stir a bunch of emotions, from anxiety and even to immense joy. And really, this is where the warm glow effect comes into play. Warm glow effect essentially is when you give something to someone, it triggers this nice fuzzy feeling inside them. Psychologist Elizabeth Dunn kind of found that this act of generosity doesn't just make the receiver happy, it actually boosts the giver's mood as well. And so it's not just about big, expensive gifts. Sometimes it's the small, thoughtful ones that actually hit right in the that actually hit the right in the feels. It's the ones that are very thoughtful that actually really makes a whole lot of difference for most people. But here's the kicker. I think it can also be stressful when you are actually trying to find something perfect for someone, a gift that is perfect. My wife knows that she has to tell me what she wants. I'm not going to put myself through the stress of trying to figure out what you want and eventually get that for you, and you probably wouldn't like it. So sometimes, especially in relationships, especially in relationship where there's transparency and open communication, there's nothing stopping you from actually telling your partner or asking them what they want for a particular event, whether it's the Valentine's celebration, anniversary, or even Christmas, right? And so that you save yourself of the emotional hassle of trying to figure out what they might need, right? But I think this stress is not just trivial, because studies have also shown that it can actually take a toll, especially during holiday seasons when the pressure is high, right? Not just the holiday season, during a particular celebration, right? When everyone is doing something for everyone, or their special people, the special people in their life, and you are just scratching your head trying to figure out what will be the best gift for the person that you care about. Now, but I think next time you are out gift hunting, remember this: that it's the thought and the effort that really counts. It's the thought and the effort that really counts. And so don't get too caught up, right, in the prize or the extravagance. Just focus on the thought and what really matters the most. And so it's the emotional connection that gifts represent, which according to science, it's the real deal. So find what it is that actually would make a difference for the person that you will get the gift for, or simply ask the person, right? And that helps you and saves you the hassle of trying to figure that out. So that at the end of the day, what's important is that you maintain the connection that you have with the person, but at the same time, reduce whatever level of stress or stresses that will come as a result of trying to find the right gift. Yeah. But let me talk about the cultural aspects to this, because and talk about how culture influences gift giving. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because I'm sure you know that in different cultures, the same gift can actually have completely different meanings in different cultures. I know, for example, in some cultures, giving a clock as a gift, it's a big no-no, right? Because it sort of symbolizes to someone in that culture that time is running out. In fact, in some cultures, maybe merely buying someone a flower, a girl a flower, or your partner a flower for a special celebration might not be as meaningful to the person, especially in cultures where that's emphasis on materialistic consumerism. There's a tendency for people not to be accustomed to, let's say, receiving gifts that are symbolic of romantic affection. For most people, they want to see it as something tangible. Anyway, I'll stop there for now. But in others, I think it might also be seen as a thoughtful present. Just buying a flower, or just getting something that, maybe getting a clock for someone, might also be seen as meaningful in that sense. In fact, anthropologists have also studied this particular phenomenon, and they found that cultural norms actually heavily dictate what's considered as an appropriate gift in some cultures. And so when getting someone a gift, I think it's important that you understand the cultural background of the person, so that you can get the person a gift that is actually very much meaningful for them. Right? Now, there's a term in cultural studies that's called symbolic interactionism. Now, symbolic interactionism, beyond cultural studies, sometimes is also used in phenomenological studies. And it's really the idea that we give meaning to objects based on our cultural and social interactions. In fact, a study that was done recently kind of show how our cultural backgrounds actually influences gift choices and how we perceive the gifts that we receive. In fact, so it's not just about the object itself or the gift itself, it's about what the object represents in our society or in the cultural context that is receiving that particular gift. Take, for instance, in Japan, where gift giving is actually a highly ritualized practice. So it's not just about the gifts, but also about how it's actually wrapped and presented. So the gift is not so much important compared to how it's wrapped and presented to the person. Or maybe consider the traditions of regifting in Western cultures, which can be seen as either as practical or even as a social practice. Now, in some of these cultures, when you are picking out a gift, remember, it's not just about the item, it's about the message wrapped in cultural context. And so understanding this can rather help us to actually navigate the complex world of gift giving with a bit more empathy and insight. And so make sure when wrapping a gift that gift is wrapped, or rather the message, it is a message wrapped within a cultural context. Now, let's talk about giving gifts or gift giving in our modern world, because I think it's changed. It's changed tremendously. Now, with the rise of online shopping and global brands, finding a gift has never been easier. In fact, but I think it has also become less meaningful. In fact, one researcher, Kit Yarrow, actually, he's a consumer psychologist. He actually points out that in today's fast-paced world, the personal touch in gift giving can actually get lost. In fact, he actually argues that and the reason for this is because he argues that we're sort of bombarded with ads that is telling us what to buy. Algorithms that are manipulated and set up to kind of conjure us to buy things we shouldn't buy in the first place, and making us to actually question whether our gift choices are genuine or perhaps influenced by the latest trend. Now, that's the problem with technology, because sometimes we buy things because it's suggested to us. right? And so there's also this phenomenon called gift anxiety, in fact, which essentially is the pressure of actually, it's a pressure to find something perfect, something Instagram worthy. Now, but here's the thing. Research shows that often we overthink what others will like. In fact, a study, I think in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, kind of found that receivers are usually just happy to get a gift, period, right? They are less critical of the gift than the giver thinks that they will be. So what's the takeaway from this video? I think in this age of commercialization and consumerism, maybe it's time to go back to the basics, right? I think a heartfelt homemade gift, or even just spending quality time together, can sometimes mean more than the fanciest gadget that you will get for someone. Now, remember, it's the thought that counts, and also the connection behind the gift. Now, this holiday season, maybe we can all take a step back and rethink what gift giving really means to us. Because at the end of the day, it's something that should be embedded within the context of culture. Now, the way that you gift a gift or wrap gift should be informed with how the receiver might perceive the gift, or how the culture of the receiver would shape how they received the gift. Now, and I think this brings me to the end of this discussion on the psychology of gift giving. It's been quite a journey, right? From the historical roots to the cultural nuances and even the emotional roller coaster that it can be. But essentially, gift giving, I think, is a complex but also a beautiful part of human interaction. In fact, it's not just about the items we exchange. It's really about what these or those items represent. Because they represent, at the end of the day, our feelings, they represent our relationships, and they represent our place in society. And so I want to leave you with this thought. Next time, I want to leave you with this thought. Next time that you are stressing over finding the perfect gift. Now, I want you to take a step back. Now, think about the joy and the connection that comes from the act of giving itself. Now, remember, the best gifts often are not things, but they are the memories and the feelings they evoke. I hope you find this particular episode and series very interesting, as I did. And if you have any thoughts or experiences with gift giving you'd like to share, please drop a comment below. And I did love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this platform if you've not done so. And hit that notification bell for more. But until next time, keep spreading the joy and the kindness of this season, one gift at a time. Take care and God bless. Bye.